All right, sorry about that. I had to stretch. What did you just say there, Adebusola? You might have to unmute. You're muted again, Adebusola. Let me see here. I think. Oh, maybe I need to unmute you. No, you need to unmute yourself. I think he already prepared himself to face the consequences head on. That's why it's been complete. Yeah, it's getting real bad. Ladies, if you can still hear me, can you guys still hear me? Natu, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right, good. Feel free to unmute yourself. Let's keep playing the video.
Anything you want to go and find, you go and find it.
So this is the part where it's referencing the fact that she went digging through the house and found all this ikoko and all these juju diabolic materials in the house. So they're saying whatever you want to go and be digging up, go and be digging it up, right?
The last thing
The last thing is the house. Once they help us sell it and we divide it, everybody will go their own way.
Who is dividing it with him? Who is dividing it with him?
I get she moved out. Remember she in the story from yesterday.
Did she tell him that she's gonna share it and divide with him?
He's assuming that. This guy is very this guy is retarded because
let me tell you from my assumption, right? I think that those things that she found out in the house, I think this guy has grown out of love with this woman for a very long time. But because of what he was gaining from her, he will not leave her because he's using her to get all the loans from the bank and what. So I want to believe that those diabolical things in the house are the things that he used in his mind to be tying her down, to be able to control her. So now that she has found that thing, her eyes are open. Do you understand?
Right.
So
because remember, he was threatening the kids too that he's going to give them off for foster kids.
Yes.
When a man talk like that, I'm forced to be like, this guy is slow.
Yeah, so that thing that he was hiding, I think that's the control that he has over her. So now that she has found that thing, they will start putting prayers up and down, they will lose it, and then now he has lost his control. That's why he's running his mouth like that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm about to focus on the ones I can see here right now. This guy right now, right? This guy, right? This guy that's talking right now, he's giving more than enough ammunition to destroy him and his family.
That's right.
And yes, a woman who is married to this kind of man will collect water. Okay? Even if she's a good person. Listen, when you're married to this kind of person, I don't know how you're going to escape hell. I don't know. You know? Go ahead, Adebusola. You were saying something?
I can never. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how you're going to be married to this person and tell me that it's always been smooth and it was a surprise. Mahaya Sheki. Tell us a little bit more about the last few years, you know? I need you to tell us a little bit more, you know? Yes, there are casualties in this, and this is real life. Yeah, he's delusional. He thinks, I could just fight in court. Maybe he thinks he has money, and yeah. Go ahead, you were saying something?
So what about the children? Like, it's not even factoring them in here. 3 children, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like in this picture. I don't know how old this picture is. But yeah, at least 3 children.
My God, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for them for a while. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so that's him sending voicemail across the internet that can be used against him in court or day. But anyway, let's see.
Yes, that's her. Wedding a big gone. Many people Tori and one vendor and one it was a very big wedding. And they imagine would they pick a airport after the wedding. Would they suspect? Based on in court, my conclusion.
She says she picked him after the wedding from the airport and never suspected. Listen, I don't care even to push back against myself right now based on what Natu was saying earlier. I don't care how much trouble or struggle that's going on in your marriage. The last thing you're thinking about is that somebody will just go and marry somebody else in Nigeria and actually hide it for 1 year.
Out of the blue.
Just out of nowhere. That's still always gonna. Or the last thing, let me say, like the last thing you want is a voice, a text message popping up and say, "Every time I see her in the picture with you, I'm sad." I don't care if you just finished arguing. That will always destroy a person that will see that. You know. So it's crazy. Let me see. There's other ones here. Let me find them because I think. Let me see too. All this Ologun people, Jesus Christ. I don't even know how people live this life. Okay, this was the one. Go ahead. You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I feel like the diabolic stuff might not be a love portion diabolic stuff.
Yeah. I
It
think he
might
said
be-
something about Onola. They were talking about he was looking for
And
what do you call
know
that?
That on all that, like riches and wealth.
Riches and wealth.
So if that's it, that woman should leave, because those kind of diabolic stuff, the people that it takes is the people that loves the man the most. So maybe the son,
Yeah.
or the first daughter. Like those are the kind of thing that thing takes. Like what do we use there? Five. Yes.
Right.
Yes, those are the kind of people that those diabolic stuff for the wealth and riches. Those are
You could say deletion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and if he has been using it, she should be thanking God that she's still alive and the children are still alive. And
this is why we're saying, yes, in real life, single motherhood can turn out to be a blessing. Obviously, nobody is praying to become that. Most people are not praying to become that. Yes, there are enough people on the internet wanting to be just single mother. We're never having conversations with these people. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people that actually want to do the right thing. For circumstantial reasons, they find themselves in a situation, right? And like I said, self-preservation is first and foremost. It's a prerequisite for a good marriage anyway. Right? He doesn't know that he will be in trouble when she presents his big arm. Yeah, a lot of men believe they can just Nigerian traditional, or people who claim to be traditional, they believe they can just come home. Yeah, we just beg. She'll be fine. We just know. In fact, they will even beg their family to help them. Back in the days in the 90s, they would say, just bring one of your siblings over. They will beg you, they'll be fine. It's going to be a bigger house, maybe because you don't have children. They will say all kind of stuff too. And a lot of people accepted it in the 90s. But you know how far away 90s are? The years of the 90s. We're talking about what, 20 to 30 years now? That's a long time ago in internet age. That's like 2,000 years. People have options.
Some people still do.
They do. But less and less people are falling into that kind of stuff, obviously. We have internet. Before even though I know that this is not going to help her, it might help short term, but it can't help her. But people now have an internet they can run to tell the whole world, drag the father of their kids. Let's watch this. This is an interesting one. Let me see who came here. Somebody came in and left. Abi was you, Natu. Did you come back or something? Let's see. Let's watch this video together. Let me see. Can this go back? Okay, it will have to go back again. Aha, there you go. So I don't know what this video is. This man is really an AO. Video of some of the altercation before OYINDAMOLA decided to leave their home. Okay, I don't know if there's anything. There's not much in this. It's just, I guess she's filming everything. She's filming everything. Now, a woman who is filming everything, obviously, that's the girl, apparently. That's Bumi. God is never going to support you falling in love with a married man because you're messing with his covenant and it is lost. Mad fellow. Set and one husband. Okay. All right, we'll see. Let me see. There's something else that came up that I know. Okay, let me just go at it like this. Okay, that's them dancing at the party. Let's see, not this one. Okay, let's play this video.
Started from Radio Shack. I don't know if you know Radio Shack. Same level year to year. Same level. This man started from Radio Shack. I don't know if you know Radio Shack.
So she said it started from Radio Shack. Radio Shack was a company up to like 5 years ago, maybe 10 years now. It's a company that collapsed now. He started from Radio Shack, went to Comcast. I think today they call Comcast Xfinity as an internet company.
When I met him, he said, "Oh, his family don't want him to grow, blah blah blah."
So she's talking. She's leaving voice notes all over the place too. These voice notes will come back and haunt her. She will have to at some point say, "I don't care." She has to get into that space, right? And it's very tough to get into that space because the space where she's at, where she's releasing all these audios right now, it's not a good thing. Okay, but I get it, especially if you feel like you've been hurt,
Brother, because he studied engineering back in Nigeria in Ogbomoso. He's from Ogbomoso.
See,
so
Ogbomoso.
To grow, blah blah blah, and we started praying. Every time he has any interview, he gets the job. He moved from Radio Shack to Comcast, from Comcast to right? Washington Gas. At Washington Gas, every time he started from a technician. Every time he applied for a bigger post, he will get it. Sometimes
maybe because of the charms.
For me to get the job, I will do it with God on our side. He will get the job. We both started from an apartment. We moved to a house. From there, it's like, oh, this house is too old for us. We need a brand new house. We moved to a brand new house. So I don't see where there was a setback in the marriage. I know all same level yet. Okay. Same level. This man started from Radio Shack. I don't know if you know Radio Shack.
Okay. Well, she didn't see anywhere where there was a setback in the marriage. She says.
Hello.
We have hello big
Auntie Ramota lands in
Snow long please snow.
I feel snow no. Let's see here. I think there's another one.
Electricity.
Let me see. Okay, so there are some. Forgot to tell you that the Bumi can never bear a child. Okay, so let's go back. So she's sending all these messages to this blogger essentially.
Electricity.
Because she was trying to expose. She was doing an expose, right? She changed her username, Child Women. So she's sending this message to this blogger. This was her page. See the husband snatcher mother. So she has a mother. They said they are big. Jesus Christ. I forgot to tell you that the Bumi can never bear a child. Okay. So she's been doing. Remember, I said that yesterday. She's probably became a detective in her own household, digging. She'll be obsessed with everything about this woman. She's probably looking to know everything, right? She's spending a significant amount of time that she could be working, building themselves, building family. Now, on being obsessed to find out everything about this strange woman. Okay. Look at this text message. Somebody sent it to her from Nigeria. I don't know. Somebody else put it out, so I can't cover that phone number. The person said, Onyi, why are you washing your dirty linear? I feel lineage, dirty linear outside. The man you fighting for has forgotten about you and moved on. You wanted a divorce and you got it. The man in question has moved on with his life. He pays you $1,500 every month. You got your own share of poverty. Still, you're not satisfied. I saw all the things you sent to the blogger to post. In your mind, you think you're embarrassing the man and his beautiful wife. Sorry, my dear. You are only making a fool of yourself. If you have gotten your ex-husband rest of... Okay, watch this part. If you have given your ex-husband rest of mind, I don't think you both will not be together till now. When a man is married to a woman and all he gets is you always nagging and no sign of prosperity, always on same leave year to year, and you expect him to still stay with you, so he will die of... So we deleted of depression. The man in question has moved on with his life. Okay, now remember what I said about. Remember the young lady just said. Oyindamola just said we were not. We were not. I don't see how there was any issue with the marriage. Sometimes
They were progressing.
you say what?
That they were progressing.
That they were progressing. Like I said earlier, sometimes what you may consider not a big deal is a big deal to the other person, and vice versa. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. This is why I said, does that mean you should be walking on eggshells? No. But I'm telling you that you should be aware that sometimes what you may consider not a big deal is a big deal to another human being that you're doing life with. Something to pay attention to. Now, this is the story he's telling people out there. Somebody's reiterating here right now, saying, hey, you want him to die? He basically has been telling everybody that he's nagging, right? That's where this is coming from, right? The man in question have moved on with his life. He has seen a woman that gave him peace of mind, and they are both happy with each other. Why not move on with your life as he have moved on? Even my head hurt. But anyway, my head was not hurting this much when I was reading Oyindamola's stuff. But oh well. The woman didn't marry your ex-husband when you both were together. The man married her after you both have divorced. So what's your problem? So you might find that this story will come out later from this guy's side and say, listen, we were married, but we were separated. We were separated. There was a time that we were separated and we felt like it's over. We never really filed a divorce, but I moved on. There were times that we did back and forth. A lot of these things are happening out there. Don't expect one side to tell you the full story. That's unrealistic expectations. Okay. Posting on Blogger will not change anything. You didn't mature at all. You didn't act matured at all. I expected you to do this in a very matured way as someone who, it's bad. Let me mute that. Let's see. I'm just looking for. Okay, let me see what he's saying. Okay, we've heard that already. Where is somebody? Let me see. Let's see. Okay, this is the bride, the new bride, the illegal bride. Okay, this is what I'm looking for.
Access. The one that when you came to this country,
those are the charm stuff. Okay, so the mediator, this is the rest of the story I was looking for. The mediator is asking side, but I told you, you said when you pray that, whenever you pray that things happen. You know how people jump in front of the church and give testimonies and say, when I pray, this happened, right? A lot of those people are not telling you what else they're doing, okay? But this mediator is receiving the shocker of his life. He's finding out that this guy has been doing side things. He's been doing things on the side. So you're now saying, what happened? Where did all this stuff came from?
He shot you.
Okay, Natu, I can't hear you. Okay, maybe Natu, are you here? 1 second. Natu, no, I can't hear you. Go ahead, Adibusola.
Sometimes, especially with, I don't want to generalize, but based on what I've seen from different aunties and all those women of old generation, when the men have peace of mind, that's when they will start poking the belly of lion. Maybe because they were.
That's another angle.
Maybe because they were progressing, it would feel like wow, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now, Natu. I can hear you.
This was easy. So the man was just now wondering, what else can I do? Okay,
he's bored. He became bored.
And instead of him to talk things out, maybe they can have him evolve in the way they do things in their marriage. Maybe he's now looking for it in another woman. I'm not justifying what he did.
No, I get you. No, that's a good point. There are people like that. A lot of time, people say women are like that. They say women, when they get bored, they will start looking for trouble. Actually, there are people with that type of personality that when they are bored or you bring them too much peace of mind or everything is too quiet, like you said, they will start poking. If you're not giving them a run for their money, right? if of some sort. That doesn't mean you should start causing trouble, but I'm just saying.
I have another
like
perspective. I have another perspective about this thing. What I get to realize a lot of people are RC Blakes. You know RC Blakes, right? RC Blakes on RC Blakes, the preacher on YouTube.
RC Blakes, I've seen that name before. He's a preacher, yeah.
Yeah. So there's Auntie talked about him too. There's a video that he made that was talking about how men don't settle.
Hello, Miss. She said.
Men don't settle with women that have helped them build. So after you finish building, like they feel like, okay, this woman is not in my league. I need to settle with somebody that is in my league now.
That one too, right? They will start noticing that
right,
like this village girl. Okay.
Yeah, this was an accident. Who even gave birth to you? Who even toasted you? Kinikon, I was blind when I toasted you. All that kind of rubbish.
It was a mistake.
Yeah. So, and then again, when he was at Radio Shack, no girl wants to talk to any man in Radio Shack. Like, I don't want to talk to a sales guy. Like,
I mean, from years ago, if you were in college, you would talk to a guy in Radio Shack now.
Yeah, if I was in college, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
So she's talking about years ago when it was she was.
Bro, even at that time, women want guys that are like her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But she saw something. She decided to settle, and women are always settling.
Right.
And in this kind of situation, like you know what? Let me just get along with this one and get what I want. If I'm able to build myself, I'll leave her and go. This woman has been married to herself the whole time.
Right.
She had been married to herself the whole time. She did not know. So this facade that this guy just put up for her to believe that they are couples is for him to get what he wants. Now he got what he wants. He doesn't give two cents about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't give 2 cents about it. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, I was just here for a time, and my time is up and I'm out. I don't even care how it ends. I'm just leaving. So he came in with a purpose. You understand what I'm saying? And then maybe that time she was in nursing school, like, nurse, you come and get money later. Let me hang out with this one.
Yeah.
Later I'll just find my way. So honestly speaking, I don't think he entered with intention of staying with her for that long. That's why what he's doing, like, he's not even thinking twice about his legacy, his family, or anything.
But why was he begging then?
Begging for what? Because he wants to get the remaining things left now. They build up something together, so he has to beg so that he'll be able to like get something. If it takes like $100,000 Nigeria now, how much you make out of it? How much would that be? So you now beg now so that, okay, let's separate amicably and let's share the house.
So that we don't take everything away, because that's probably what's about to happen.
Right, but now the woman he said he wants wireless. The woman gave him wireless Pro Max and he can't handle it. That's where the problem is right now.
That's why, like, the old wife tales, like the Nigerian women, they used to say this thing, like a Yoruba adage that says, in court say, nigba lolowo. I don't know, like something like in court nigba lolowo.
My Yoruba is better than yours.
Don't buy in talaka. Like, what it means is this: like, what you won't take if you become wealthy and popular and rich, don't take it when you are down. Like, let your value be your values. Don't lower your values or your standard because you're at a certain place in your life. Like, they always say that thing, because I was just wondering, considering the woman, the way she's well spoken and articulate, and the way she describes her stuff, and the man,
right?
I don't understand why she's saying, Tala, what's that thing that you said about who will charm you? Like,
right,
give you love for sure. Like, it's
like
exactly.
And the reason why he's been running his mouth, she has seen him as his lowest. That's what is paining him now, so she can tell him rubbish. I know where we started.
Right.
So it was not saying, it was not trying to bring her down, like, who do you think you are, something like that. It's not necessary. You want to move on and let the woman be. Like, I don't know why people are like this. Marriage is not by force.
No, it's not by force. So, in fact, a marriage that's by force, that's not a marriage. That's trouble. Chi says Raz. He's just dropped to level 7 on a scale of Raz. Let's keep. I mean, look at the picture on this screen. This is obviously. I mean, how else would you define Raz? I'm not shaming the traditional religion, but this guy was also mixing it. He wasn't sure of himself. He was mixing it with Jesus. Not with Juju.
Exactly. Pick one side.
You have to pick. You have to pick one side now. Yeah, you can't, and a lot of people do that. They mix these things together.
Yeah, people still do it.
Well, a lot of people from Ogbomoso are Ifa worshippers, by tradition.
Yeah, I mean the whole of Yoruba land. My grandparents,
Except for
my
okay.
grandparents, they mixed. My grandparents on my father's side mixed a lot of Ifa, going to Babalawo stuff, together with being a chief in church, being an elder in church. Because keep in mind they were the first generation of even engaging Christianity at that level, right? So I think sometimes we forget that when we are addressing these things. But it's been, we're in 2023 now. You have to choose a side. Some people are, believe it or not, going back to traditional
Yes.
religion, right?
Fa-
But you will see them say with their full chest, say, I don't want to do the white man stuff. I want to, and they will, with their full chest, right? And even usually their wife's like, what is all this? Okay, all right. They will understand from a standpoint of religion, not somebody doing diabolical stuff and doing charm
and
for
hide them.
money and hiding it in some corner of the house.
Mhm.
That's weird behavior. That one, listen, I don't have a problem with somebody saying I want to worship Ifa right now. I don't have a problem with it. I think, in fact, a lot of Africans will go in that direction eventually because everything else is not helping anybody anyway, any better. So people are going to go in that direction, but with their full chest, not doing it from when you start using languages like diabolic, like you are doing like fetish. It's fetish. Just because you went back to Ifa doesn't mean you are fetish in nature. That's just a religion,
Exactly. Thank
right?
you. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
So, and I think that's the confusion that a lot of people still have. I don't have a problem. Somebody say I want to go back and worship Ifa. I worship Ogun. I worship Shango. Whatever you want to do, knock yourself out. But we mixing it together, and then your wife is now questioning, and you still go to church. Which that one not Juju. I don't know what.
Not be Juju be that.
Anyway, let me play the rest of this so we can a little bit.
Answer to that question. Okay, so that's the reason. I just want you to understand this. Everybody don't even believe this, Things change for everyone. Everybody.
He's still trying to explain himself. He said everybody has their own belief, right? He's explaining to the mediator guy, right? And it's like, and the guy's like, but wait, you were supposed to be Jesus guy. Now you go to church. Like, I don't be like, and then they're going to get into a fight. Watch, listen, the mediator and him. Watch. He said, I didn't say I don't have Jesus, right? The person said, but what happened? Okay, I hear you. But what happened? He said, so why is it that this is all the stuff we have in the house? He said, did I use it to destroy other people's lives?
It will eventually. Oh my god.
Weirdo. Listen, you're just as weird if you have candles and stuff in the corners of the house, candles, red candles, blue candles, and your husband is discovering for the start, like, where are all these candles coming from? Jesus Christ. Right? It's the same. That's what it's not about the religion, it's not about what God you choose to serve, it's about, wait, why is this secretive, or this like a secret society? You're like a part of a secret society, and the person is living with you, doing family, raising kids with you. That's going to scare the living day life out of them.
So am I the cat? No, this is not becoming religious. This is not becoming religious. It's becoming.
She's recording the whole thing. Gentlemen, if you're running your mouth like this, your wife may be tired to that point where they will start recording you like this, and you go collect water on the streets. Right?
Let me tell you why she's doing that. She's doing that because he probably is the kind of person that when he says something and when she comes, you say, I didn't say that.
Yes,
that was not what I said. So keep receipts.
Yeah, receipts, literally. I've pushed against it here. I still push against it, but I'm also right now we can see this from another angle, that when people don't feel safe, or they feel like they're being manipulated, or they feel like yeah.
Religious. And this is the way it's now standing now. It's standing like as if you are trying to impose it on me. No, okay, that's the way. Okay, can I stick with my own?
So this kind of men will fight everybody that try to settle matters between them. If you start to sound like you are taking sides with the wife, they will fight you first too. You see that the woman earlier, she was saying, and she calmed down, she's like, but him is like, so can you imagine? So if this woman was in a space like 5-6 years ago where she felt the need to tell this guy what to do it like this, do it like that, and she felt the need, is it making sense that marriage may have been she's been trying to patch things for a long time. This guy did not fall out
Mama,
of the sky behaving
listen.
like this.
You know when she said that she don't think there was something she didn't feel there was like fallout at some point.
Right.
Like I said earlier,
She
this
didn't
guy
see it
came in with a
coming.
mission. Yeah, so he was playing his cards well so that she would not read in between the line. Do you understand what I say? Because he knew what he came into the marriage to do. He came to get something.
But Nacho, you
So
can't
had
tell
to-
me that this guy started behaving
No.
like this yesterday.
Like behaving which way?
This
All these
conduct
all
we're
these
looking
things-
at right now. Never
Mama,
mind
let me tell you.
never mind the diabolical stuff. Just the conduct as a man.
No, you
No,
know.
but this thing, see, the way he's running his mouth now is because he's been caught. Do you know what the Hausa people used to call Barawo the Saudi Maraba?
No, Nacho, you're not
Barawo
listening
the
to
Saudi-
me, yo. I'm not talking
I'm
about the
listening to
content
you.
of what he's saying.
I'm was the way he's behaving, marrying the second wife.
No, just this
The way he
behavior in
talks.
this room right now. This guy talking right now. He didn't start
Running his
doing
mouth.
this. Not just running his mouth now. He has there's something about it. How do I describe
See,
it?
okay, let me
There's
explain
something
to you
about
again,
this
Mama.
guy now. Okay, let me
So
listen.
you know when you're marrying somebody, right? Probably there are some of these things that he's doing now that he was doing that time. But then probably there's a good side of him, of the things that he's doing that the
Okay,
wife is like,
yes.
okay, I'll take that one over this one.
Yes,
And just let
exactly.
it slide. So the only thing I'm going to be doing is that I'll just be trying my best not to trigger that.
To manage him.
Yeah, access. So she's been patching and just avoiding the triggering of that side so that it will not get to this point. But now, what Hausa people used to call Barawo the Sore Maraba is thief will come to your house and steal. And when you catch that thief, the thief will be the first person to greet you and say, welcome, wow, is rude. We are taking something. But it's better to greet you.
Yeah.
So this that he's doing now, he's been caught. He doesn't have an explanation. He's out in the open. He doesn't know what to say. So he has to display this activity to cover himself up.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, in addition, like people that talk like that too, when they are I pay you too, it will be sweeting you. Like,
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Listen. Listen.
Yoruba, sweet Yoruba, I made. I'm not telling you. Wait, okay.
Exactly.
Imagine
Imagine him.
Oh my God.
Or just not hyping the wife in Yoruba. Olówórí Aduke, like all those stuff. Like he's going to know how to do that.
I know.
He will be extremely good at it. He will get panties wet. That's a fact. So that's a good point to pull out. Like if you're not yet on the receiving end of extreme behaviors, maybe you're enjoying the flip side of it, right? If things go bad, it gets really bad too, you know. And that's a good point to point out here because again, I'm looking at the conduct. I'm like, okay, this guy didn't start like this, but maybe he was exercising this same conduct in a positive manner, right? In a way that, you know, that, like I say that all the time, what you fall in love with may end up being what you end up resenting, you know. Let's keep going.
Individual differences in here now.
This one is not individual differences. This one are Juju. Let somebody help me tell this bros. Wait, this one.
Juju be that.
Juju, this is not individual differences. You might not really know. Maybe they were raised that way. Oh, hey, Jesus.
This
is not a feeling. Baba, look at Ikoko and stuff everywhere. Feeling with you.
Do is okay. Fine. Nǹkan rẹ tó gbé wọlé ni o. Kí ni o? Nǹkan tèmi bó ṣe rí ni bó ṣe rí ni o.
The Juju are found in his closet.
Yes, sir.
The wife is saying she doesn't want it.
In my house. In our house.
Your wife is saying she doesn't want it.
In our
He still thinks it's his house.
house.
And likewise, you are telling her certain things she's doing that you don't want.
Okay. Yeah.
So he came back with a vengeance. Said, you do this, you do that, you do this. When you do this, you nag and all this. Remember, this guy just said that, right?
But exactly now, here's my point about that.
For all my American and friends that are not Nigerians, if you ever wonder when we play, no be Juju be that, you are literally looking at Juju in front of you in real life. Let me make it bigger. Who knew that this day will come that will be showing you a real Juju? This was found in somebody's closet, right? Imagine stumbling into your closet.
Please, what are those? Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, if you watch Yoruba movie, you kind of know what these are. You don't know exactly what they are, but you kind of know what they are. All you know is that this is weird, right? That's all you know. But hey, may God help us.
Tell me back on it. And he said, okay, so okay.
He said, that's what I believe in. This is what I believe in. He said, I didn't say I didn't accept Jesus, but this is what I believe in.
Okay, decide okay, me church.
He said, if I decide today that I don't want to go to church, this guy is turning it to religious matter. And this is not about religious matter. He married somebody else in Nigeria. But let's keep going. He said, what if he decided I just want to pray 5 times a day like Islam's, right? He said, what would you do? And then the other Baba said, she said, don't bring it into the house. He said, what are you going to do about it, right? This guy he's having a hard time differentiating between this fetish stuff and the choice of religion. That's the problem. And I think it's being disingenuous. He know exactly what he was doing. He was a liar. He was putting on a different front, and he was acting like he loved Jesus, but he was doing other things, basically.
So basically,
he said, please try to understand. These are the things I'm using. These are just my own, This caption says, Tunde bring in sacrifice and charms after married to Bumi. OYINDAMOLA reached out to their pastor for intervention, and yet Tunde claims, so that was the pastor. Tunde claims he has the right for his decision. Does he have the right for his decision?
I kind of knew it.
You're right.
For his decision, but he will end up in McDonald's. Go ahead, Debusola. Sorry for the interjection.
Yeah, I said, like, looking at the situation, I feel like the new wife is into it.
Yes, that's what they're suggesting.
So if they have conflict of religion, if he's having conflict of religion with the first wife, maybe he's tired of hiding the whole thing, and if he has somebody that is receptive towards it, maybe he will gravitate more towards the person or something.
Yeah, it's
if your wife is saying she doesn't want it, kilo cost her.
This Baba is whining him too. He said, if your wife says, he said, Kima. Like, oh Lord, this is a problem with people who are not professionals who are trying to sort this through this type of issue. The only thing you should be calling for in this case is separation. It's just bad. Let's get your hotel room. Let's get you settled. We need to take our time on these issues. There's an active division going on. There's no advice or counseling that can fix this. But the guy is still trying. Let's see here.
So nobody can force you.
Okay, that's exactly what she's trying to tell me, that I can't use it in the house.
But let me now say
She said, Daddy, I don't know if you remember. He wrote 3 of our children's name and some light-skinned woman that I saw on his phone. So she's been digging through phones too. I don't know if you remember that story.
Okay.
The Baba said, I don't remember. The Baba said, I don't remember. But anyway, Baba said, okay, continue. She said, the Baba said, I remember you talk about that Ogumosho language is sweet in Misha. I remember the 3 children, but I don't remember the light-skinned woman. Go ahead, you were saying?
Like their children?
Yeah, he wrote it down somewhere in his phone.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but wrote it down to do what though? Let's look at this critically. Wrote it down to do what?
Like I was telling you.
Oh, the Onola stuff.
Yes, that thing that was saying Onola is the child.
Okay. It's very clear here that she's insinuating that this guy is using the names of the children for charm. That's obvious. Now, my question is that because we're hearing more and more of this kind of crazy stories come out, and people don't want to address the relationship aspect of things, they want to address the charm aspect of things, right? That's what they, if you go on the biggest YouTube channels, it's places where they're talking about charms. We need to start paying attention.
I don't know why involved the kids.
Yes. Nínú láàrin lórí kíní. Everything now ti wá open up fún mi ní gbogbo ẹ̀yìn sìn.
She said everything is now opening up to me. She didn't tell us what opened up except that she saw the name of the babies listed on the phone somewhere. They found all this charm in the house, which these charms are weird. I acknowledge that because, you know, this is weird. Obviously, these people believe in these powers, obviously, right? But she's clearly saying, I'm afraid for my life. Because I think that's one of the reasons why she came out to make this noise. Because she's saying she's afraid. She feels like her life is threatened.
So
she's not doing her own interpretation. She said, did you want to use this light-skinned woman against me? Or you want to... like, you want to use this to delete me? Aha! It gets really, really dramatic. Nigerian women, when they enter marriage problem, the first thing they look at is what are the charms? Who is doing charm against them? No one is learning how marriages work, how relationships work, right? They end up in an echo chamber where people are talking about, yeah, he charmed me. Yes, the other lady charmed me. Like, they don't need to charm you before this marriage is already destroyed. There's something that you and your husband do not know about how marriages work, especially in modern times, right? Now, can I blame her? I can't blame her if she end up in the closet and she find this crazy stuff. So, also sinilenu, obuyosi, right? Kofuni ni oroso. Latu, you keep going in and out. You did here?
I don't know what this network. My village people.
It's the village people. See, you see, village people. Village people.
Listen, the more we are playing this video, right, the more this story is unfolding. As a mother, right? As a mother, right? You understand where this woman's madness is coming from. See, if this man would decide to leave this woman today, the pride that she has are those kids. You understand what I'm saying? And then now I'll now wake up and see my children's name inside calabash. My guy, won't go start to. You see? Where won't go get that picking from? If that one find out. Do you understand?
I know.
That's why I feel every way this woman is reacting is valid, and she's doing it for her kids. She's just being a mother hen.
I feel you. You know me, I'm not a mother, so you know I can only hear you. Go ahead, Dedusola.
Do you know that part of the reason I suspect that this man is has resentment towards the wife, I mean the OYINDAMOLA, is because probably the OYINDAMOLA is a spiritual person and is praying for those children. So whatever it is that he was doing, appraising it, you know, like so it will be like this woman is just a stumbling block or something, because how will you put the name of your 3 children inside the calabash?
No, not inside calabash. Hey. We are making up our own stories now.
No, it's inside.
She says she found it on the phone. She said she found it listed on his phone.
I'm shaking, like I was scared.
The calabash, me too, I will be shaking if that's what he said.
I thought she said she found the name inside the charms.
No, she said she found it on her phone listed with a light-skinned woman's name. Anyway, let's keep going. You see, women. Wala. You see. Look at it. This is not crazy.
No, and I see. Don't blame us when it comes to our children. We understand the reaction is different.
Okay, all right. Let's continue.
Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
Let me play the rest of it. Hold on.
That's what I don't get.
No, because in her head right now, she probably saw those names she saw on the phone inside calabash. Right? Just think about it for a second. Let's keep going.
That is what I don't get.
No, but
okay, so that's that. I think that may have been all of it.
No, Ola, let me say something. And again, right? She saw the name of Yellow Pawpaw, children's name.
You said what?
She saw the names of Yellow Pawpaw and her children without her name on it.
Yeah, on the phone, on his phone.
Right. So Baba probably has a mission on her so that he can get rid of her. Yes, so that he will replace her with Yellow Pawpaw.
Yeah. He's probably praying with the baby's name. He wants his babies, but he was done with that marriage.
Yes.
And that's probably that I can rock with that. That will make sense because I know for a fact that this guy obviously believes in juju. So you ladies are justified when you see these stories and see spiritual becomes life, right? If you see enough of this or you watch enough story about this kind of stuff, it will start becoming your reality. This is why I'm saying we all should be careful that when you call it spiritual, it's already in effect. It's not the idea of spiritual is you don't have to be able to touch it. Just the idea that somebody is telling you this story, it becomes real life in you already, and it starts to really control your life if you're not careful, right? So, and I say we might actually be we're not addressing the real issues. In addition to not addressing the real issues, we are adding on to the issues because you are engaging something spiritual effectively instantly. So I have to keep talking about this because oftentimes people think I'm discounting the effect of spiritual. No, I'm telling you that it's already in effect. Just with the idea that you believe in this, it's already controlling your life, literally. But a lot of people, they think of spirituality or diabolic stuff in terms of tangible. They think their mindset processes as tangible stuff, right? No, it's not tangible. The moment you believe in it, it starts controlling your life like that, right? And that's the whole point of what you're suggesting, but you're still disconnected in a weird way from the power of moving in this direction or always thinking everything is diabolical, right? The moment you start believing that everything is diabolical, you're right. You're literally right. Effectively, you start to control your life in that moment in time. You're giving it the power. You have to give it the power. If you don't give it the power, it has no power. Then maybe we can address the real issues. But if you are married to a person who is mixing Jesus with diabolic stuff, I'm not talking to you. At that point, at least you need separation so you can figure out what's going on. Because remember, you find that stuff in the closet, it start controlling your life because you'll be scared. You'll be afraid for your children, for your family. You don't even know where that's coming from. You don't know, you can't even, like, you don't know this person to be that person. So you can't trust them either, right? If you can't trust this person, the marriage is over, effectively. It's over, you know? So yes, this has been another one. I didn't know that we were going to come back to this story. But, just to round off this whole single motherhood thing and all this kind of stuff, I think there's some things we should pay attention to with regards to single motherhood. First of all, whatever stage you are in life, before I say that, let me get some last words from you ladies. Shout out to Adebusola. That's your first time calling in, right?
Yes.
Hey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming up, because every time we have people like Natu, you now, Chinye. I miss Chinye. Chinye has not called in a long time. It elevates the conversation. I need smoke. I don't want to just be talking to myself because sometimes I misfire as well. So I appreciate you ladies coming up. Yeah. So let me get some last word from you, Adebusola, and then we'll go to Natu, and then we'll round off the day.
I don't have much to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm in shock. Like, the situation is, it's really, I can't explain. Like, it has a lot of layers into it that is beginning to unravel, like, based on what I've seen today. Well, I would just, is it to OYINDAMOLA or generally, like, to people?
Anything, whatever your thoughts are around this whole topic. Maybe also talk about the single mother thing too, but because it's becoming an epidemic.
And yeah, I feel like the single mother thing, like, it goes both ways, like, to men and women. I want to believe that people should be responsible, like, like what they say, that they say men keep marriages or stable home, or why women keep bearing of children. So if you are the one that's keeping the bearing of children, then you should be like, don't give your womb to anybody. Like, be selective. And for the men too, I feel like anybody that's if you have a child, be responsible. At least that's the least that anybody can do, like, for the child.
Right. Yeah.
And be in the life of that child, even if you are not with the mother. People should go past the transferring the hatred of the mom towards the mom, so the children as well. And I think that's what I would say.
Okay.
Okay.
That's word. Thank you so much. Feel free to call in anytime. You're welcome to the stage anytime. Okay.
I hope so.
All right.
All right.
Talk soon.
Okay.
Bye. Yeah. Natsu, my G.
This story today, eh?
This story. Oh.
This is, also, I want to remember who said this. He said, I think I had couple of days ago. He said one of the blessings that God has blessed this earth with is a woman's intuition, and that intuition does not lie. But sometimes we women are stubborn, or we get carried away, or we are being swayed by the pressure of society, peer pressure, cultural pressure, and we just push ourselves into like doing stuff like getting married or trying to get rich quick and the rest of them. And we find ourselves in situations that we do not want to see ourselves, or no, we should not see our enemies. Because I remember one of my friends one time was separated with her husband, and I was like, I guess some of these things that you were seeing, you saw it before the marriage. She said yes, but at that time she was asking herself, where would she start from? Do you understand? So, like, some of the things are there for us. Our intuitions guide us, but we don't listen. And I don't believe there's any woman that gets married to be divorced.
Right.
There's no woman that gets married or have a child that wants to be a single mom.
Right.
But honestly speaking, I would say this from my own side. Single mom sometimes a blessing and a curse. You understand?
Yeah.
You might end up being a single mom because God has saved yourself. Like this OYINDAMOLA, God is saving her from this thing. She might have pied if she had not seen this thing, and she probably would have been replaced. You understand what I'm saying? So if she becomes a single mom tomorrow, for her own is a blessing. She just needs to thank God. I'm like, you know what? I'm thanking God that I'm alive, and I'll just embrace this motherhood, the single motherhood, with my full chest and be going. I had a cousin again that one time got married, and so she didn't get married to the person. She was pregnant for somebody, and the person ended up getting married to someone. And she, a month before she had her baby. So you got someone pregnant, and then you went to get married a month before the person had her baby. At the end of the day, she found out that that guy was stole money from the bank to get married. I have like it was extravagant wedding, and he had to go to jail, try to pay the money back, and the rest of it. So I was like, so what if you had forced yourself to marry him? You will have been the one in this situation, but you didn't have to deal with that now. His wife has to deal with that.
Right.
So honestly speaking, sometimes we don't wish it, but if single motherhood chooses you, embrace it, and listen, make the best out of yourself. That's all I have to say. It's not fun, but listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is. This is a life. If you say single mother is not fun, it's like, to me, I interpret that as life is not fun. I'm like, okay, tell Enko, that's still a point.
No. When I say not fun, it's like doing it by yourself.
I'm agreeing with you.
Help.
I'm actually agreeing with you, right? In the sense that, like it's when people say marriage is hard, like,
right.
Well, while we're talking about the fact that it's hard, what do you get out of it? Why?
Right.
How did you end up in single motherhood? Why should you remain good mother to your kids, regardless of what happened to your marriage? Right. These are the things which it's like, like, okay, like what points being, right? What do you mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Jared. Thank you so much, my sister.
No problem.
Anytime, you're welcome. Anytime. Yeah, I will.
Sure.
And enjoy your weekend. I will try to come back on Sunday. I'll try.
I have a jam-packed weekend, but it's all good.
All right, no wala. Go and study.
All right.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you. All right, bye.
All right. I didn't wish it and never saw it coming. Yeah, most people, the people I'm talking to, don't wish it coming. There are people on the internet that are now saying they want to be single mother. I'm like, okay, good for you, because I don't know, what am I going to tell you? Decide. Am I supposed to do what, like, what's the word now? I'm supposed to what's the word? Like discourage you? Like, do what you have to do. But we have some stats, okay, and I want to talk about it real quickly before we leave.